Is McQueen fading? Are we finally seeing the downfall of anime adventures? Short answer, not really. But if you want to stay for the rest of the however many minutes long this video is going to be, I'll give you the long answer. Right now, we are seeing anime adventures at a historically low player count. I mean, I'm pretty sure their player count's been lower before, but as of yesterday, they were at 36k. Anime Vanguards was at 70k. Those dudes have damn near double their player count. And at the time that I'm recording this video right now, I believe AV has 67k and Anime Adventures has 34, 35k. So it's very, very evident that Anime Vanguards took a good chunk of Anime Adventures player base. And a lot of that can be accredited to the update. It just came out. It was pretty good, all things considered. Not too many people were displeased with it. So logically, the player count speaks for itself. But a lot of people are seeing these numbers and they immediately want to jump the gun and say, oh, AA's cooked. The student surpassed the master. And I don't really believe that yet for one of two reasons. Number one, the reason that Anime Adventures is as, quote unquote, low of a player count, and I want to make it very clear, 40k or 35k, whatever they have right now, is not low. That is like very, very good CCU for any Roblox game. But you do have to keep in mind a good chunk of the people that play Anime Adventures bought the game, and they don't really do anything to stop botting. I don't think they care. So out of those 35k that are playing right now, I'd say at least 5 to 10,000 of those are not real players, and it's just bots or people alt farming. Because there's a bunch of macros that are very popular in that game, like Faxi, or Informals, or just Tiny Task. But Tiny Task, if a player is using Tiny Task, 9 times out of 10, or I'd say 100% of the time, someone that primarily uses Tiny Task to macro is a real player, because you can't really Tiny Task on multiple accounts. The people who are like bot farming are either using scripts, or actually I think you really only can use scripts if you want to automatically farm on multiple accounts. I'm not too sure, but what I'm trying to say is, if someone's Tiny Tasking, I would still count that as a real player because it's probably one person playing on their main account. What I wouldn't count as a real player is when there's one dude running 50 different accounts farming an event to like try to get some units to black market later. That I would not count as a real player. So if I'm really looking at Anime Adventures player base, it's dipping a little lower than usual, which is definitely a little surprising to a lot of people, including myself, because Anime Adventures was not like, okay, I'm not going to say it was overhyped, but it was hyped up to the max. People were ready for this game. People were fiending for this game. I was fiending for this game. And on release, the numbers were crazy. They had like, what, well over 200k on release? Probably more than that. So numerically, they were doing extremely good on release. The initial update, which was release, I would count the re-release as an update because they did add units and a game mode. That was really nice. Super strong units, game mode to farm. No complaints from the community there. But obviously, that content wasn't really going to last people forever. And you can only do the winter event so many times until you get bored of it. So eventually the player count started to taper off a little bit. Then they dropped update 19.5, which, let's be honest, was not that good. I'd give it a 5 out of 10 at best. And, probably less than that at worst. It wasn't a horrible update, but it definitely did feel like filler, which it was supposed to be, right? It's a 0.5 update. I do think some people had unrealistic expectations for what it would be, but it was just kind of meh. Not the most enjoyable update, if I'm being 100% honest. But the thing is, if Anime Adventures had dropped an update identical to the Sakamoto Days update before they were taken down, like let's pretend that this was a year ago, people would have eaten that shit up. They would not have had any criticisms about it, and the player count would probably be like 150k right now as we speak. But now that we have the introduction of games that are genuinely improving and really giving Anime Adventures a run for its money, namely Anime Vanguards, Anime Last Stand. Fuck it, bro. SpongeBob Tower Defense has more concurrent players than Anime Adventures right now. So that really begs the question, is Anime Vanguards here to compete, or are they here to cash in a check? Because an IP is well known as Anime... Oh, did I say Anime Vanguards? I meant Adventures, my bad. Muscle memory. Anyways, is Anime Adventures here to compete, or is it here to cash in a check? Because, you know what I'm trying to say, right? an IP or a game as well known as Anime Adventures is going to attract people just from its name regardless, right? A good reason behind its popularity right now isn't because it's a groundbreaking, revolutionary tower defense game. At the time it was. When they came out, when ASTD was their only other real competition, it was way more favorable because they had shit like unit evolutions, curses, and relics, stuff that ASTD didn't have. But now, right, now that we're in present day, it doesn't really seem like they're doing that much to innovate. And frankly, I think that's the reason that they're falling behind a little bit in player count. So when I say, are they here to compete or are they here to get money? Are they going to keep recycling and reusing their same content strategy, which is just add portals with a couple units, and then for the big number updates, like full number updates, just add more like raid units and more portal units that have low drop chances so people grind more? Really, the only difference between a 0.5 update and a full number update in Anime Adventures recently hasn't been game mechanics. It's primarily just been more content. But it's not really content that we haven't seen before, in the sense that there's no new obtainment. Something in my throat. There's no new obtainment methods. There's no new mechanics that we see in a unit. It's just new units that are better than the old ones, which isn't bad. You know, a very big reason why people play anime tower defense games is because of that power fantasy. You want to get stronger. You want your units to do more damage and look cooler, which is something that Anime Adventures can definitely cater to. But honestly, it seems like that's not enough anymore. I myself, I know a lot of people have, but I've suggested a lot of quality of life changes since the game re-released, stuff like unit manager, or, you know, being able to, what's another one? The stat reroll system that they have right now, it's fine, but I definitely feel like it could be a little better. Adding a pity for the mythic, or not mythic banner. There's one banner that I know in the game that doesn't have a pity. I haven't played the game in a hot minute, so I'd be lying to you if I knew which one it was. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? There are a good chunk of quality of life changes that the community has suggested, which are very popular changes that a lot of people are voting for in the suggestions channel, that seem to just be getting ignored. And once again, that drives me back to my central topic. Are they here to compete, or are they here to cash in a check? If Update 20 is really going to seal the deal for me as to whether they actually care about innovation and really trying to have a competition against these other games, or if they kind of just want to ride the coattails of Anime Adventures until they no longer can. If it's the latter, and they do just want to cash in as much money as possible without really innovating or changing anything in the game, that's a little disappointing. But, you know, they're still completely in their power to do that, and they're going to make a lot of money. In fact, even before Anime Adventures was taken down, I'm convinced that Scripps and Stray had enough money to retire. I really don't think they had to work again a day in their lives with all the money that they made from Anime Adventures. But obviously, you know, money makes the world go round. Why wouldn't you want to make more of it? Obviously, they're going to re-release, especially when you have a golden goose like Anime Adventures on your hands. But for me, personally, I really hope that they go the competition route. I want to see the game get better and more fun to play, because a lot of the issues that plague this game aren't unfixable. It really just requires a little bit more work and a little bit more transparency with them to us, community-wise. That's something else that I'll say AV does a tad bit better than Anime Adventures. They communicate a lot more, right? The owners talk a lot more to the general player base. They hold stages. In fact, I'm pretty sure they had one today. I think it was today, right? They had a stage after the update asking players, hey, did you like it? Did you not like it? What would you like us to change? What would you want to see in the future? Things like that are really great additions from a community standpoint, because number one, it promotes transparency so the players actually know what to hope for and what's going on. And number two, it makes your player base like you more. You seem more credible when you're more open about the decisions that you want to make in the game. But when you go the AA route, where you kind of just leave people in the dark, it's kind of like, I don't know if I like it that much. That might just be a me thing. I know the logic behind it. If you keep it under wraps as much as possible, you're going to build up hype, the community is going to be speculating, and people are going to be super duper excited to try out that update when it comes out. But it's kind of just like, I don't know. I don't know if that's how I personally like it. But then again, just because I like it one way doesn't mean that they're doing it wrong. And their system definitely seems to be working thus far, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But a little bit more transparency from the owners to us, maybe just talking a little bit more in announcements, updating us on the progress of an update. Dare I say it, more sneak peeks, although I know we just got one recently, but maybe more than one every month? I'd like that. I know that there's probably a trailer in the works at the time that I'm recording this video, because they did drop a sneak, and I'll put a picture of the sneak peek on the screen right now. I don't think it's a Blue Lock update. A lot of people are saying it's JJK Part 2. And if it is, dope. That is going to be really, really dope to watch. So we'd probably get stuff like Maharaga, maybe Chozo. Who else could we get? Jogo, definitely one. Maybe another evolution for Gojo, because there already is one, but you could definitely add another one. Sukuna's already in the game, but maybe you can do like Hyanera Sukuna, where he has 4 arms, and it's not just... Because like the current Sukuna that we have in Anime Adventures, it's the one where he's technically still in like Yuji form, but we could get one from later on in the manga, who knows. I'm getting off topic though. I don't think Anime Adventures is dying, nor do I think it's dead. A lot of people like to throw that word around way too haphazardly. Trust me, it's fine. The game is doing fine, and it's not going to die anytime soon. The only way that I see Anime Adventures really, really dying to points like, let's say, to experience an Anime Defenders type death, right? Where they went from averaging over 200,000 players to like barely even 1,000 now. That's what I would call real like death. For that to happen to Anime Adventures, they would need to not update for a long time or just release horrendous update after horrendous update. And right now, neither of those things are happening. At its worst, the Sakamoto Days update, at its worst, it was mid. But mid isn't game killing. Update 20 could really, really dictate how the future for the game is going to go. To be honest, if in Update 20, I don't see any real meaningful quality of life changes, although I'm sure they've added some. I know that they've definitely added some quality of life. None come to mind right now, but I'm sure people in the comments can correct me. I am 100% sure that they have changed some things to make it a little bit better for the player experience. I'm just drawing a blank because I don't really remember right now. But if I don't see at least a few more of those or a few more changes in game mechanics, even if you copied Anime Vanguards, I wouldn't be mad, right? I was watching a Nag video where he was playing like ALS, and ALS deadass just ripped Anime Vanguard's little portal design, where as soon as you finish a portal, you just get to choose from 3 and you get to select it. They just 1-to-1. Also, look at this clip. Oh my god. Look at how many kills I got in this clip. I wiped the whole lobby. Like, we can't ignore this. Oh my god. I just got like, what, 6 people in? Oh my god. That was, oh no, it's 7. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I just had to let, 8? Is it going to be 8? Okay, it's not going to be 8. Anyways, I got a little sidetracked, my bad. As I was saying, I was watching a Nag video. I saw that ALS copied Anime Vanguard's little portal UI after you complete it, basically 1-to-1. And he said something that I really, really agree with. If you're gonna copy it, you might as well do it from the best, from a system that already works. Because if it's a time-tested method that you already know people are gonna like, what's the harm in taking a little inspiration from them? At the end of the day, that's the reason that I love Anime Vanguards as much as I do, because people copy them. And a lot of people will be quick to get angry at this and say, oh, this game copied a game that I like. Fuck this game. They're a bunch of copycats. I hate this. Well, I don't agree with that, because other games copying successful games, that's the point of competition. It's to secure a better product for the consumer, for us, the people who play these games. When other games copy features from AV, or vice versa, right? If any game copies, like this applies to literally any video game, but we're just going to use tower defense games as an example. Any tower defense game that copies Anime Vanguards, like their features, the features that are good, the features that people like, it makes that margin of which game is better a little bit smaller. What does that do for games like Anime Vanguards? It encourages them to keep improving, to keep innovating, to keep giving us, the players, a better experience. And what does that do for other games? It makes them universally better, because now the norm is to have Unit Manager. Now the norm is to have better graphics. That's something that Anime Adventures definitely normalize. If you look at current day tower defense games, the ones that can really compete are the ones that look good. Well, ALS, it looks better. gotta give them their props. They definitely look better than they did before. So yeah. But you get what I'm trying to say. Competition is great. You really shouldn't get angry at it. And is Anime Adventures dying? Like I said, nah. Let's wait till update 20 to really see how things are gonna go. But for now, you know, AV is up. AV is definitely up, and I cannot wait to see how Anime Adventures responds, which should hopefully be soon. They did drop a sneak peek. We don't have a trailer yet. Probably going to get one, if I had to estimate, next week at the longest. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes, but let me know in the comments what you think about Anime Adventures. Do you think it's dying? Do you think it's fine? Are you hyped for the update, or are you no longer as excited as you once were? I would love to hear what you have to say. But with all that being said, if you made it till the end of the video, thank you for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for more content, and we will catch you in the next one.